Hello Libra, this is Victoria and I'm here with your August tarot forecast. As always, we're going to be looking at your love life, your workspace, and we'll get you guidance on how to navigate the energy of August. At the end, I'll post some messages from your person of interest to yourself, so make sure you stick around for that. I hope you enjoy the background too. It might get noisy on occasion because there are people passing by. It's a park, but let's just say it's a popular hour. But other than that, if you're new to the channel, there is a bunch of information in the description box on how you can connect with me, my services, ways to experience my content. And without further ado, let's get started with your reading. I will start, as always, with a little oracle message. So let's see what Libra needs to know for the month of August. Happy month of August, by the way. And remember that these readings are for Sun, Moon, and Rising Libra. So if you're checking for your sun sign, please make sure to check readings for your other placements as well. Discovering truth. You stand in the light of truth. This is like either Ace of Swords or Knight of Swords to an extent, but more so Ace of Swords, where you are getting clarity on something that was bugging you for a while, or for some of you also something that you had questions about but you didn't necessarily know how do I put this, they were lingering somewhere under the surface. So maybe you weren't even conscious to the fact that there was some kind of doubt or some kind of question in that area of your life. But now it comes to you, the information arrives, and suddenly it's like that light bulb moment. All right. Now let's start the tarot reading, see what we have for you. Yeah, there are a lot of votes here, so yeah, you will hear them and see them from time to time. But I still think this is a terrific spot, and I love that it has water, but it's also not windy. Because those who watched the Virgo reading that I did on the beach, you know how, well, maybe you don't know how windy it was. It was very windy. I had to do like a special tweak to remove the noise, and this didn't, like, I know that it was removed, like I can hear it, that it's not very natural sounding. It helped a lot. It was so much worse in the original, so this, even with the boats, is much better. Alright, with all that said, the first card flipped out, so this is the strongest card in the reading anyway, because it's the first one, and this is Judgment. It's a Scorpio energy. You could be dealing with a Scorpio. Let's see what else you got. So this is for your love, relationship, and personal space. The Emperor could be dealing with an Aries, and 2 Wands. For career space, you have the High Priestess. And there it begins. So we do have some wind. Let's see what I can do to protect my cards a little bit. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Sorry guys. By the way, some of you were asking me about the podcast, and I just wanted to say that, yeah, the podcast is not going to happen in the way that it did, in exactly the same way, because we're not working with Bold and Brave TV any longer. But it doesn't mean that I'm not going to release any more episodes. Besides, I do have some wonderful guests in the pipeline that want to connect, that want to be on the podcast and to tell their story. So it didn't end because of my initiative, but let's just say it was a long time coming. And that's a water taxi, by the way, behind me, so you can like buy a ticket and get on that boat. So it's a relief to some extent. I feel like this summer for me is very much about leaving the old ties behind, and this was one of them. meaning, of course, those that are not serving me, that are not in alignment with my purpose and with my next phase. And so this was just something that naturally fell off. Yeah, it was, of course, unexpected, as it always is with these things. I'm still feeling a little bad because I got those people excited who wanted to come on my show, and now hopefully we haven't missed the momentum for that, but it's certainly, it's not great from general reputation point of view, let's put it that way. But other than that, I think it's all for the better. And I'm just looking for, first and foremost, for the software that I can use to host my podcast, to be able to share it. Obviously I was making it by myself, the whole thing anyway, content wise, presentation wise, so that is still going to be up to me. And if I can, for some mysterious reason, record it in a location like this, I think it's even better, right? But I also can set up my studio setup. So yeah, it's coming back. So we stopped at the 10 of Pentacles. Next card is the World. This is Capricorn energy. And then for your advice, we have King of Pentacles, the Tower. This is another Aries card, and Knight of Pentacles. So you have 4 major arcanas. This is a lot, and 6 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. This 6 of Wands is very different from the classic representation in Rider-Waite, mostly because of this partnership here. Because usually 6 of Wands is like this public victory, it's about the status, it's about resting on your laurels, enjoying the glory, the success, the achievement. It's like that we are the champions kind of vibe, that song. And this is different. This is like this tender friendship between this girl and the bird. And it's very much about the mutual, or what is it, symbiotic connection, because the bird is taking the girl somewhere where she wants to go. And the girl is providing this nectar smell and maybe even taste for the bird. So it's like, it's definitely mutually encouraging, right? And I feel like sometimes we forget of how these things are important, or if something is encouraging, we don't necessarily acknowledge it as much as we pay attention to moments of struggle and to the relationships where dynamic may not be as easygoing, let's put it that way. But anyways, going back, I think we've got the, let's see, I wanted to say the couple, but it's kind of a king and a knight couple, so not really. But there is a certain amount of Aries energy and also Earth energy. So you could be dealing with someone who has a lot of Aries or in their chart or Earth. But anyway, let's get back to the Olaf space. We've got Judgment, the Emperor, and Two of Wands. Two of Wands is about making decision. And to me, it's almost like going, how do we choose the best solution kind of vibe, right? Is it going to be based on the ego and the head space, or it's going to be based on intuitive guidance from the higher power? So for a lot of the choices that we're making, it is really that question, right? Like, how are you going to decide? Sometimes there are more than 2 choices, by the way, and that still works. Like, don't think that if you have 3 or 5, that it's like, oh no, this is not my situation. The point is making a choice. The point is that you're considering different criteria, different factors. Why are you making this decision and not the other one? Right? But it's very inspirational, and it's like, I'm feeling that you can't really go wrong. And by the way, Libras, like, it's a classic Libra to like overthink and take a long time deciding on something. By the way, the Emperor is the energy opposite from you. Aries is opposite energy. And maybe you can learn a little bit from the whole concept of making spontaneous decision, or just going with what comes to you in the moment without taking too much time to weigh all the pros and cons. But of course, it's up to you. What I would say is, because these are major arcanas, it means the universe is guiding you towards a certain path. But of course, there's always free will, so the choice remains. Are you gonna go to the next phase that is more, it's like higher vibrational consciousness and opportunities that you haven't had before, or you're gonna go with the familiar and most likely repeat the karmic cycle, right? With the relationship, it doesn't have to be about someone else. I don't really see much here. But even in a relationship, it could be, for example, deciding to take it slow or to offer next level commitment to a person, right? Or respond to their offer, right? Like, what do I say, yes or no to their offer? Or the change that they're asking me for, right? So, it can really be in any area of life. But the underlying meaning of it is that it's helping you learn more about yourself and where you presently are, in terms of healing and in terms of awareness. For your workspace, you have the High Priestess, the Ten of Pentacles, and the World. I love all of these cards, actually. For some of you, your work opportunities may require you to travel somewhere, maybe even far away from where you live. So if that comes up, definitely consider it, because that could be the breakthrough that you needed to take your business or your career to the next level. But it's very important to stay true to yourself, to that inner discernment, to honor feelings and emotions that you have, whether it's about the team you work with or the clients or the deadlines or work-life balance. There's definitely something there that's doesn't feel right on the emotional level. And so it's important to learn more about it, to discover what it is, right? And you can always ask more questions. You can ask several whys, or you can ask questions like, you ask a question, what is the problem with da-da-da-da-da? You get the answer. And what does that mean? And why is this important? And why is this bothering you? Those type of coaching questions actually help very much drill down into details and understand better the root cause, right? Even in corporate frameworks, there is a technique called root cause analysis. It's usually used, of course, for the analysis of something that has already happened, usually something perceivably negative, right? Some kind of an issue, some kind of bad situation, or a failure, right? And then there is this session to brainstorm, almost like it's a little bit of brainstorming, but more so the root cause analysis of essentially how did we get to this, or why did we pick a certain path, right? Depends on the particular situation, of course. And there's water taxi again, going back. So the next question that we have here is advice from the universe. And you've got King of Pentacles, the Tower, and Knight of Pentacles. So the universe is telling you that you are moving towards the goals that you've set for yourself, at least practical goals. Whichever resources it is about, whether it's money or space, even I'm hearing for some. I mean, maybe like getting a place of your own or something if you've had roommates, for example. Would be, of course, time and energy. I mentioned work-life balance just now, so it could be that. Whatever the goals are to improve your life, you're moving there. But the final piece of the puzzle that will help you like cross the bridge and get to where you want to be is going to be very surprising for you, right? The Tower is that shocking moment, and it's important to invite it in, not to cling to the old habits, ways, relationships, but be open to try the new. And most of the times you see that doesn't have to be dramatic of like the either or like I have to throw this away completely to do this, A lot of times there are different like shades of gray, if you wish, where you can choose some options in between, and that will help you assess the situation and feel through it without the drama of like, oh my god, I've lost so much with this, is it even worth it? And like, again, all this overthinking that can begin when we live in status quo, especially if it's something that has worked for us. All right, last but not least, let's get some messages for Libra from their person of interest. I got Page of Wands. It's trying to fly away, but I caught it. Page of Wands, clarified by Page of Cups and Ace of Pentacles. Oh, I like it. So this could be a new relationship entirely, like something fresh, something innocent, playful, having fun kind of vibe, right? Or somewhere where either one of you or both of you are still deciding what, you know, how you feel about each other, and what is this whole thing? Is it serious? Is it something I want to commit to, right? So it can be like that. For others, it's the other scenario could be that the person just doesn't have a lot of confidence right now in terms of what they can provide, what they can bring to the table. So they're staying in this immature energy, almost the self-sabotaging energy, because this way it's like if something goes wrong, they have that easy answer of like, oh yeah, I mean, I always screw things up, or like I'm just not good at relationships. When I hear people talk like that, and I've heard that quite a lot, it makes me smile. Not because I'm like, haha, that's great, but because there are always layers underneath that. There's no such a thing as like, I'm good at relationships, I'm bad at relationships, right? If anything, again, we're talking more about awareness, emotional maturity, but those are things that you work on and you learn as, you know, as you progress, right? It doesn't mean, even as you are still working out for yourself, you know, what are non-negotiables in a good relationship for you, why you behave the way you do in relationships, what kind of barriers could exist between you and another person before you can fully trust. Like, even as you're still discovering that, it doesn't mean that you are not ready for a relationship, right? It's almost like exactly the righteous passage to discover the gaps, the questions, the doubts, the insecurities. So your person also has, like, this definitely gives me certain sense of excitement of like, this is fun, like, I want to see where this goes kind of vibe. And see, there's also Ace of Pentacles. So your person kind of like secretly, maybe even subconsciously for themselves, they have a hope that there's gonna be something serious here. If you've been with this person for a while, they have a hope that this is gonna go farther, whatever that next level commitment is for you, right? They want this to go farther, even if they're not saying it, even if they're playing it cool, or they're being sarcastic and immature about it, but this is what's on their heart, and this is their message for you today. Okay, I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you so much for joining me today, Libra. I love you all. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel, and until next time,